Test subject, subject R3, succeeded in communicating with Potter Mater. Welcome back, my loyal subjects, to more Trails in the Sky the Third. Feral Fiasco here. Last episode, we pretty much fought Kilika. We did all of Annalace's section of the 6th plane, but we also found a particular moon door. Or not moon door, it was a star door. Yeah. We found 2 star doors actually, but star door 10 is gonna be Ren's. It says she's gotta face a trial, but we made her the god orbment, dude. Like, I'll show you once we get in there. Open the door and step inside, yeah. So even though she's only level 121, it should all still go pretty smoothly for her. And she doesn't have any CP pretty much, but I'd be surprised if this weren't... Well, unless they throw something ridiculous at us. That's the only way this could be unbelievably hard. But I doubt it. Is this gonna be Ren? No. Overcome the trial before you, then I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Alright. What do we got here? They'll all probably try to move up. Well, let's see what they do first. Star Guardian. Oh yeah, she doesn't have information on her, but that's okay. We do have a crit. She does not protect against Petrify. That might be the only snag in this. Yeah, okay, we're hosed. Yeah, 4.5k. Well, it's a good thing it's really easy to have an unbelievably strong orbment with her, so... Oh, wow, we could have just done that in the first place. Alright, well, that's one more baddie dead. Alright. You have overcome the trial. Thus, I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. So I guess this is gonna be... I'd be surprised if this didn't pick up right after she fled in SC. Loading. Complete. Oh. Gordius Class Tactical Archaism Development Plan author 13 Factories. Codename Potter Mater. Plan overview. We intend to develop a cutting-edge archaism that inherits the DNA of the rest of the Gordius series while containing a more advanced control system. It will retain the same tactical effectiveness that was the primary development goal in previous models, while allowing for more flexible and precise strategic usage as well. Effective radius. The archaism is intended to be accessible across the whole continent. Powerful main and sub-engines should allow it to operate for several years without resupplying. Wow! I don't know how close the perpetual energy orbment gets you, but that seems pretty close. Autonomous combat ability. The use of the Mars Integrated Orbital Arithmetic Logic Unit will allow for advanced autonomous combat and effective identifying of targets. In addition, the Archaism's control system will make use of the operator's nervous system, allowing for reflexive, instinctive movements in combat. The operator will communicate with the Archaism without being in physical contact with it. This will require a compatible candidate to be found and chosen. Dimensions. Height, weight. Overall height, 15.5 arch. Unit weight, 55 Torim. 68 Torim when fully armed. The Archaism's primary weaponry will be its orbital energy cannons, but it will have other kinds of orbital weaponry and even several gunpowder-powered weapons as backup. It will also have a revival system, which will use an orbment to generate healing energy to heal or revive its operator in times of danger. Armor material. The armor plating will be made using Cerdoligan alloy. Have never heard that before. Cerdoligan is the most fitting material to use, given that it is the most capable we have access to in all regards. For data regarding strength, see files on Gospel Plan. Current progress. New engines. Development is proceeding smoothly in line with the plans drawn up by Professor Novartis. Tests have also confirmed that they are already capable of providing power to the actuators. However, the professor has raised concerns about the low responsiveness of the flight engine. This is especially true for the anti-gravity generator. He concluded that the engine as it stands cannot be put into actual use. The possibility of using boosters to provide additional propulsion is under consideration. Actuators. Development of the actuators is experiencing significant difficulty, as it isn't possible to simply use the same ones as other archaisms. The increased size of the main weaponry means the archaism's weight during combat is significant, and as a result, problems have been occurring in durability tests, especially with the leg joints. It may be possible to make improvements in this area by using precise control so the weight burden is spread evenly rather than focused on one point. Main armaments. The orbital energy cannons that will serve as its primary armaments have been successfully tested. However, by order of Professor Novartis, the possibility of them becoming twin mounts is being analyzed, so they have yet to be equipped. The new orbital engines are expected to be able to provide enough energy to compensate for the necessary increase in output. Control system. Experiments regarding the control system are currently ongoing. For the results of the experiments that have been carried out so far, see a separate entry. Experiment results. Oh. Some nameless, faceless dudes. Tests of the control system continue to be performed. However, none of the test subjects have been able to realize the expected level of precision we are aiming for. The results of the main tests conducted by Professor Novartis and his team can be viewed above. Test results. Test subject, Subject A1. Abnormality during Phase 2. Comatose. So they're running through subjects before they found Ren. Test subject, Subject B3. Abnormality during Phase 3. Cardiac arrest. Test subject, Subject C1. Abnormality during Phase 1. Insanity. Test subject, Subject D7. Abnormality during Phase 2. Comatose. Test subject, Subject E3. Abnormality during Phase 2. Cardiac arrest. Test subject, Subject F2. Abnormality during Phase 2. Comatose. Test subject, Subject G4. Abnormality during Phase 3. Comatose. Test subject, Subject H1. Abnormality during Phase 2. Comatose. Test subject, Subject I6. Abnormality during Phase 4. Mental breakdown. As can be seen, all of the test subjects failed to adapt to the control system. Nonetheless, the Society continues to supply test subjects, and we intend to keep performing further experiments. Future development. We have received word from the Society that development is to be temporarily frozen. Their reasoning is that the stability of the control system is in question. Yeah! After it rendered 8 people pretty much dead. From now on, only test subjects carefully chosen by the Society will be taking part in connection tests. And this is where Ren should come in. Test subject, Subject R3, successfully completed all 4 testing phases. Note, the subject did experience a small degree of flashbacks. Test subject, Subject R3, succeeded in communicating with Potter Mater. Ascertaining the Society's intentions in regards to resuming development, Subject R3 has succeeded in operating Potter Mater. Ascertaining the Society's intentions in regards to resuming development. Their side story, Gordius class experiment report finished. Jeez, dude. 10,000 Mira. Okay. So yes, it was Ren backstory, but it was more like how Ren came to be Ren? At least in the capacity that we know her. Let's go to Star Tour 11. Sure. Normally, I'd probably have put Richard in, but we've already got her in the party, and we'd have to completely change around Richard's orbment, or actually probably just import everything she's got. But I think I'm fairly certain Ren's orbment is like the best one possible. I don't think anyone else's is set up like that. So we'll just keep things the way they are. Must first overcome a trial. Yeah. Open the door and step inside. Okay. Is this gonna be more petrification? Because if it's more petrification, we'll probably be able to deal with it, but the difficulty should be massively ratcheted up to account for the fact that there are 4 of us instead of 1. Alright, Star Chamber number 11. See what's going on with all this. Is it going to be another one of those things? Yep, that's fine. Overcome the trial before you, then I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Alright. So these things look a little bit meaner. Okay. This is different. Welcome back, everyone. So there's more to it now that we've seen her door. Is she gonna have an actual reaction to her door unlike everybody else? You okay, Ren? If you're feeling tired, why don't you rest here in the garden for a bit? All the others are here. You wouldn't be alone. I'm not tired at all. I've just got something on my mind. Well, I suppose it can't hurt. Let me give it a try. She's gonna try calling Potter Mater. Potter Mater! There we go. I was right on the money. She's about to get a brand new S-Craft. Alright. I knew you'd come. Potter Mater, switch to standby mode. Right, that's that. Alright. Ren learned the Potter Mater S-Craft. Set Potter Mater as Ren's S-Break? Yeah. Ren? What? And why do you all look so surprised? This world can be directly influenced by people's thoughts. We've established that much already. So why would Potter Mater come for me? Alright, well, I'm glad she got it sooner rather than later. Oh, I guess he's not here. But yes, I've already attempted the other door we're gonna do once, and I'm going to switch some stuff around and then get that done. So 1 second. Alright, so there is one more door we're gonna do on this episode, but first things first. I swear, Keelika's something else. Well, whatever. I guess I'll help out with some of the guild's workload in Zeiss when I get back. She did seem kinda attached to the place and all. From what I know, Keelika went back to Calvard not long before Grandpa left Zeiss on vacation. She just showed up at our house one day to tell us she was off, and that was that. Sounds about right. Alright, so they get to be put in the party, because we also already know what Colonel Richard says. You. And I didn't do it fully. Alright. Shara's absolutely right here. The best approach is to keep calm and take obstacles as they come. Alright. There's no point in getting all panicky now. Not after we've come this far. Whoever we end up facing, we'll find a way to win. Hey, I like the optimism right there. Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, Richard probably said something else, but oh well. Opportunity cost and all that. But yeah, he just talks about how he's not certain if we're specifically the person, or he's specifically the person that the door is talking about, but it's definitely him. Hey, Josette. Why do I have to end up somewhere so weird anyway? Because you're connected to all of us, dude. What's even gonna happen to us? Well, we're gonna get out of here safe and sound, but not before Kevin reveals all his juicy little secrets. I tried asking Celeste a few questions regarding the Liber Arc, but she doesn't possess most of the real Celeste's memories regarding the city. I can only assume she was given the bare minimum of information regarding it and nothing more. Huh, well that's very pragmatic of them. I decided to ask Celeste about this library a short while ago. She says this world is capable of absorbing information spaces into itself. The books we see come from the knowledge accumulated with them being drawn out through our thoughts in existence. Wait. The knowledge accumulated within. Oh, so these books are being born from us? That was what she told me, at least. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Perhaps the doors scattered throughout Phantasma appeared as a result of the same mechanism. The books in this library are the result of information spaces being made manifest by our thoughts in existence. I can only assume this area was one of the things left as is when the Lord of Phantasma remade this world into its current form. Alright. I mean, she might be onto something. Well, no, we got this straight from the horse's mouth, right? Straight from Celeste. So the books are here because we're here. And the books are more recent because we're more recent. Like, we're more modern bodies, bringing in more modern information. It works as well as an explanation as anything. I'm feeling kinda hungry, so I came over here to get something to eat. What are you looking at me like that for? Exercise makes you hungry. It's a fact of life. Alright. No one's judging you there. Whoa, she is knocked out. Wait for me. I wonder what she's chasing in that bizarre dream of hers. I got you. Now I can go to the Plushie Kingdom too. Well, one more for the Plushie Kingdom, I guess. The Lord of Phantasma appears to have some rather capable warriors under his command. If that's the strength of the second Guardian, I dread to think how powerful the rest will be. This is going to be quite the challenge. Not that you're gonna know, Major Vander, because unless they have us bring you along, dude, you will be warming the bench. I'd heard Keelika was able to make her way through one of the Shadow Towers alone, so she is clearly a force to be reckoned with. I wish I had been able to meet her while she was still in Liberl, to be honest. So you fought Keelika, huh? She's a nasty fight, isn't she? If you let her fight with her chakram, she's even stronger than Walter. If she doesn't inherit the title style, she's gonna have trouble finding a husband for herself. Really? I think you might be overshooting things right there, Zine. There are some challenging looking books on the bookshelf. Ooh. Yeah. I was reluctant to comment at first, but now I feel obliged to do so. Do you not find such remarks a little imprudent? Imprudent? Yeah, what's going on here? It's clear from all they've done so far that the Lord of Phantasma is our enemy. Furthermore, while the Guardians we are fighting may not be the individuals themselves, their personalities are still being violated. In light of that, I hardly find it appropriate to be talking about all of this like it's some sort of game orchestrated for your entertainment. Reese? What's got you so mad all of a sudden? I'm not. However, I was under the distinct impression that we were all in agreement on one thing. The Lord of Phantasma was our enemy. So I will not stand by and listen to them being, of all things, praised. Really now? Come to think of it, every time we've encountered them, they've always made a point of taunting you and Kevin, haven't they? That wouldn't have anything to do with why you're angry, would it? Ooh, I bet it does. The Lord of Phantasma seems to have a peculiar fascination with Kevin, and yet you just can't work out why. That's why you're getting so worked up, isn't it? This isn't a game, Ren. You might be a genius, but that doesn't mean everything in life will go the way you want it to, and to assume otherwise is sheer arrogance. Okay, that's enough. Probably, yep, Estelle. Let's stop this before it gets nasty, right? Because they will fight if it comes to it, so... Ren, bringing up things that clearly bother people and teasing them with them isn't a very nice thing to do. As for you, Reese, she might be smarter than other girls her age, but that doesn't change the fact that Ren is still an ordinary 12-year-old girl. Excuse me? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Well, let me put it this way. She's smart and she's strong. We both know that. But do those two things really make her that much different from other girls her age? Or make it so that she can't act like they do? Because I think you'd find plenty of 12-year-olds out there who are a little selfish and cheeky or like to cause trouble. That's pretty normal. Plus, she's got tons of good points too. Like how she's always considerate towards others when the situation calls for it. See? She's just like your average girl who goes to Sunday school, right? Just a little brighter and a little stronger. You think so? It just doesn't seem fair to me to hold her to a totally different standard than everyone else her age because you see her as somehow different. That's not to say don't tell her off if she's been bad, because you do that to kids too. It's more you're being unusually hard on her. I suppose you may be right. You have my apologies, Ren. Really? I wasn't expecting an apology from you. Although your face says you've still got a lot you want to say to me. Naturally. After all, admonishing unreasonable children is the duty of their elders, however special or not special they may be. Yep, like I said, I'm not gonna disagree on that point. As long as we're all here, we're basically her guardians and stuff. Oh, please. You can say what you like. But by the way, Estelle, you said I was just like your average girl who goes to Sunday school, right? Sure did. Am I wrong? You can think whatever you like about me. I don't care. But I do want to make one correction. I wouldn't be attending school as a student. I'd be teaching there. I've got 3 doctorates after all. What? How does that work? She's a doctor? You what? What? One's in chemistry, one's in mathematics, and the third is in information theory. I even publish regular papers in those fields. What? What the heck? Okay. I do it through someone else because I don't want the hassle of someone finding out who I am, though. Yeah. A 12-year-old girl publishing, like, academic papers, she'd be under, like, an abnormal amount of scrutiny. Right. Disciplining her appears as if it will be an even more difficult task than I'd anticipated. Ren's got 3 doctorates? Wow. Okay. Don't go underestimating me if you wouldn't mind. And don't forget, you've got no chance of getting out of this world unless I'm with you to help. Oh, well, you won't be in the final party, but I can't deny that not using Ren is choosing to make things more difficult than it would strictly have to be. So she's not lying about that. Alright, but we do have that star door. Just one last star door to go through for us here. Then we'll probably be good to go. Be able to just... Oh, whoops! Whoa, hold on. Okay. So it actually took a couple of tries to get through that, but you know what? We ended up doing it in the end, so it's all good. Reese learned Infinity Sparrows. Alright. Well, at least it wasn't 1,000 Sparrows 2 or something. You have overcome the trial, thus I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Man, they made us work for it, though. Luckily for us, though, we had Estelle. So what's... Oh, Bleublanc? An investigative report on Phantom Thief B. His crimes, his history, and his true identity. Imperial Chronicle Investigative Team? Or Imperial Chronicle Investigative Team. Yeah, it's looking kind of familiar. People of uncertain true colors. Phantom Thief B has had quite the lengthy and productive career in thievery in the Empire, as the amount of records we have been able to find on his crimes proves beyond a doubt. From numerous paintings held in the Imperial Art Gallery, to a septium crystal held in the Empire's customs warehouse, to even a cutting-edge tank held in an Imperial Army research facility. Nothing is truly safe when he desires to steal it. His conquests aren't limited to inanimate objects. He's been guilty of pretending to be a military officer and eloping with the wife of a marquis on one reported occasion. Yet, and this is perhaps the most baffling part, There is no concrete evidence to suggest he has profited from his exploits. Yeah, he's a pursuer of beauty, dude. Even that picture back there says, "I love you." Rather, the objects stolen usually end up in places so bizarre their owners are liable to faint upon hearing about them. In other cases, they are transformed into mirror, which is then rained down from the sky in areas largely inhabited by those less fortunate. Hearing this, one might be led to think him a vigilante thief who takes from the rich and giving to the poor, but make no mistake, the truth is not so simple. The wife of the Marquis discussed earlier is a fine example of that. As of this writing, it has been a little over half a year since the elopement took place. Since then, she has remained unaccounted for. Kidnapping? Okay. Many of the items stolen by him may return to the public eye in some fashion, but not all. Between his eccentric techniques and bizarre behavior regarding the objects he steals, it might appear as though his thefts are purely whims and nothing else. Upon studying the overall picture and reviewing the objects, and indeed people, in play, you begin to see that they all have one specific thing in common. Take the artworks stolen from the Imperial Art Gallery, for example. Each of them were works of pure genius painted by a master of their craft. But they gained a reputation for being too complex for the target audience of such works, the nobility, and were shamefully stored away instead of placed on display. Similar could be said of the Septium Crystal. Known for its unparalleled beauty, after being seized by customs, it was sealed away in the warehouse and doomed never to be admired by human eyes again. The tank, again, is one more example, with its promising development cut short. Rather than be put to good use, it was left collecting dust. As an aside, the case of the Marquis's wife does contain some striking similarities. Despite marrying her, he devoted most of his attention to his concubines and barely spared a thought for her. In conclusion, we can see now that the underlying motive for his actions is finding objects of beauty that have been abandoned by the world and freeing them from their foolish owners. No matter how the world may see his crimes, his motive is clear. The truth of that is evident in the cards he leaves before committing his crimes. This is the so-called liberation of beauty mentioned upon each of them. Phantom Thief B steals not for money, but for an ideal he believes in. And it is in this fact we believe are clues to his true identity. A number of valid theories have come about on the face behind our famed thief. Unfortunately, they are all as lacking in conclusive proof as they are numerous, and so it is impossible to say whether any of them are actually correct. To complicate matters further, we now even have deranged individuals coming forward pretending to be him and allowing themselves to be captured by law enforcement. That is not to say, however, that none of the theories circulating are at all plausible. Here, we will introduce 3 such theories which have developed significant followings, and may not turn out to be too far from the truth. Theory 1. Amorous con artist X. X's personal history. X is known for his exceptional skill as a con artist, having faked his own identity in order to engage in romantic relationships with many noblewomen. He was as handsome as he was capable, and he was exceptionally proud in nature as well. Born to a poor family in the temperate South, he became used to stealing in order to make ends meet from a young age. According to testimony from a companion of his at the time, he was never once caught for such thefts. The reason X converted from being a common thief to a con artist is believed to have stemmed from falling in love with a noblewoman of a much higher social standing than he. The rule of the aristocracy was absolute in the country he called home, and blessed romances between those of different classes unthinkable. With that in mind, he resolved to create a false identity in order to make his dream possible. Following his first rousing success, he came to do the same on a myriad of other occasions, indulging in one forbidden affair after another. It was a mere 10 years ago that he was arrested on suspicion of identity fraud, and he performed a miraculous escape from prison. Ever since then, his whereabouts have remained unknown. Thoughts. Both X's peerless skills as a thief and his interest in forbidden romances with noblewomen sound remarkably like what we know of Phantom Thief B. Also worth noting is that despite using his abilities of deception to court those of vast wealth, he displayed virtually no interest in their fortunes. That is to say, he gained no financial benefit from his actions whatsoever. Instead, he simply lamented that he was unable to indulge in them because of something as trivial as his social class. We conclude that this attitude bears a striking resemblance to the thief's own views on beauty. Alright, Theory 2. Tragic artist Y. Y's personal history. Y was an artist with a rather tragic past. Born to a middle-class family in the north, he was hired by an influential aristocrat to be their personal artist, producing many a stunning piece of work. However, it was later discovered that wasn't all he produced. On the contrary, he was also responsible for a number of counterfeit pieces. The one who hired him sought to profit through ill means thanks to his work, and so he created such counterfeits under the noble's instructions. One day, however, Y suddenly left the noble's service. The reason remains unknown. This is where his tragedy begins. Immediately after leaving his client behind, Y received a terrible piece of news. His lover, the daughter of a respected family, had been killed in a traffic accident. While there is no evidence to prove as much, it is rumored that the noble may have had a hand in her death. Y was only spotted once more at his lover's grave before forever disappearing from the public eye. To those who knew his story, he became known as the truly tragic artist. Several years later, the noble was murdered. Thoughts. The story of Y still has several unsolved mysteries surrounding it and has invited much speculation, both of which have likely led to the theory that he and Phantom Thief B are one and the same. Those aren't the only reasons, naturally. Phantom Thief B has been known at times to try and dispose of counterfeits, believing them to be false beauty. This has led some to believe that Phantom Thief B may be attempting to rid the world of counterfeits that he himself created. Lending further credibility to this discovery is the fact the forgeries disposed of by Phantom Thief B were indeed the works of Y. Theory 3. Skilled martial artist Z. Z's personal history. The story of Z is significantly different from the other two potential identities we've proposed here, making this an unusual but still plausible possibility. Z was born in the Far East as the son of a famed military family. He was an attractive, delicately built young man, but he was far more skilled in martial arts than his frame would have suggested, being blessed with great natural talent. He is also said to possess a keen, sharp mind, and there was a mild air of arrogance about him too. Z was indeed blessed in nearly every way. He came from an important family, he had skill, he had looks, and as a result, he came to feel bored with the world around him. He hardly kept such thoughts to himself. In fact, he often voiced his complaints to anyone within earshot. These complaints persisted until one day he simply disappeared, telling no one where he was going and leaving nothing to suggest his next destination. Thoughts. Much of this theory is based on the idea of geniuses being eccentric by nature. There are some who say the fighting style of Z has some resemblance to the peculiar skills used by Phantom Thief B. Honestly, unless Z could teleport, I'm not interested in this one. But in terms of credibility, this theory is barely a cut above many other similarly unusual suggestions. Still, the idea that the man beneath the mask is one from the East is certainly an interesting and exciting one, leading many to wish it were true, even if they find themselves doubting it actually is. That brings us to the end of outlining three very different theories. Could X, Y, or Z be the true identity of our famed Phantom Thief? Or is the truth perhaps something else entirely? The only way we will know for sure is to hear the truth from the man himself. Of course, whether we can trust anything he says is a discussion for another time. Postscript. After this article was first published, we received a card believed to be from Phantom Thief B himself at our office. The contents of the card are as follows. The truth of my identity is already within your grasp. My number reveals all. Judging by this, it is believed that one of the three theories proposed is the true identity of Phantom Thief B. That said, uncovering the meaning behind his words has proven to be a trying task. So, if Phantom Thief B is the second letter of the alphabet, and Y was the second one of these theories, then Y is most likely the actual answer. Will one valued reader be able to step forward and solve what we cannot? Only time will tell. Side story, Phantom Thief B report finished. Alright. Phantom Thief's cape. Ooh, and 10k Mira. Okay, so what does Phantom Thief's cape do? Equip, let's do her. Drop rate up. That's also 3 additional move, too. Dang. Well, I'll decide what I want to do about that, but that's going to have to be later. Next time, we're going to go ahead and tackle Richard's version of the 6th plane, but definitely join me then, guys, for more Trails in the Sky the 3rd. Bye for now, guys.